Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another day of finding hope through faith. So today is going to be a little different. I'm going to finish the story for Hercules, and then I'm going to roll back into the Bible for a little bit. I'll try to, figure all that stuff out. Try to read some more of that. But yeah. So hopefully everybody's doing good. I know it's been a little bit since I've done one of these, but hope everybody's doing well. Hope their weekend was good. But let's get into it. As I normally do, I'll kind of rewind a little bit and go forward to figure it out. So last time we were together, we were talking about Hercules and how he was kind of stupid, but super strong and loyal. That's what I'm saying. And he did so much to try to prove himself. And we're kind of to this point. So let's see. Where am I going to start? Okay, Hercules was in torture, but he lived, and they brought him home. Long before Denaria had left her gift, had done to him, and had killed herself. In the end, he did the same. Since death would not come to him, he would go to death. He ordered those around him to build a great pyre on the mountain and carry him to it. When at last he reached it, he knew that now he could die, and he was glad. This was rest. This is the end. As they lifted him to the pyre, he lay down on it as one who at a banquet table lies down upon his couch. He asked his youthful follower to hold a torch to set the wood on fire, and he gave him his bow and arrows, which were to be far famed in the young man's hands, too, at Troy. Then the flames rushed up, and Hercules was seen no more on earth. He was taken to heaven, where he was reconciled to Hera and married her daughter, and where, after his mighty labors, he has rest, his choicest prize, eternal peace, within the homes of blessedness. It was not easy to imagine him coincidentally enjoying rest and peace, or allowing the blessed God to do so either. So I'm thinking that, I'm seeing that Hercules was kind of chaotic in his life, but I mean, the story of Hercules probably wouldn't be any other way. So now getting back into the Bible. It's a lot more to read. We're in Leviticus. We're in Leviticus in the Amplified Bible. We're in 37. So let's keep moving, shall we? So I'm just going to pick up kind of where we left off. You shall not give him your money at interest, nor your food at profit. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to give you the land of Canaan, and to be your Lord. And if your fellow countryman becomes so poor in his dealings with you that he sells himself to you as payment for debt, you shall not let him do work of a slave, who is ineligible for redemption. But he is to be with you as a hired man, as if he were a temporary resident. He shall serve with you until the year of Jubilee. And then he shall leave you, he and his children with him, and shall go back to his own family and return the property of his fathers. For the Israelites are my servants, whom I brought out of the land of Egypt. They shall not be sold in a slave sale. Seems like he loved to remind people of that. Like, it was me that did that. I brought you out of there. You shall not rule over him with harshness, but you are to fear your God with profound reverence. As for your male and female slaves whom you may have, you may acquire male and female slaves from the pagan nations that are around you. Moreover, from the children of the strangers who live as aliens among you, from them you may buy slaves, and from their families who are with you, whom they have produced in your land, they may become your possession. Really? So it's okay to have slaves as long as they're not these specific people. Now, the Israelites can't be slaves, but other people can. That's fine. Well, you may even bequeath them as an inheritance to your children after you to receive as a possession. You can use them as a permanent slaves. But in respect to your fellow countrymen, the children of Israel, you shall not rule over one another with harshness. Why is slavery even an option? That's so stupid. It's like, yeah, it makes people are so poor they can't afford stuff, but why things cost money that they have to be in a situation to sell themselves into slavery? That doesn't make any sense. So it's okay to have slaves. This is fine. It says in here. It's stupid. Now, if the financial means of a stranger or a temporary resident among you becomes sufficient, and your fellow countryman becomes poor in comparison to him, and sells himself to the stranger who is living among you, or to the descendants of the stranger's family, then after he is sold, he shall have the right of redemption. One of his relatives may redeem him. Either his uncle or his uncle's son may redeem him, or one of his blood relatives from his family may redeem him. Or if he prospers, he may redeem himself. Then he or his redeemer shall calculate with his purchaser from the year when he sold himself to the purchaser to the year of Jubilee. And the original price of his sale shall be adjusted according to the number of years. The time he was with his owner shall be considered as that of a hired man. If there are still many years before the years of Jubilee, in proportion to them he must refund to the purchaser part of the price of his sale for the redemption and release. And if only a few years remain until the year of Jubilee, he shall so calculate it with him. He is to refund the proportionate amount for his release. Like a man hired year by year, he shall deal with him. He shall not rule over him with harshness in your sight. Even if he is not redeemed during these years and under these provisions, then he shall go free in the year of Jubilee. He and his children with him, but not his wife. I guess his wife has to wait. For the children of Israel are my servants, whom I brought of the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. You shall not make idols for yourselves, nor shall you erect an image, a sacred pillar, or an obelisk, nor shall you place any figure stone in your land, so that you may bow down to it, for I am the Lord your God. You shall keep my Sabbaths and have reverence for my sanctuary. I am the Lord. If you walk in my statutes, and keep my commandments and obediently do them, then I will give you rain in its season, and the land will yield her produce, and the trees of the field will bear their fruit. And your threshing season will last until grape gathering, and the grape gathering time will last until planting. And you will eat your bread and be filled and live securely in your land. I will also grant peace in the land, so that you may lie down, and there will be no one to make you afraid. I will also eliminate harmful animals from this land, and no sword will pass through your land. And you will chase your enemies, and they will fall before you by the sword. 5 of you will chase 100, and 100 of you will put 10,000 to flight. Your enemies will fall before you by the sword. For I will turn toward you with favor and regard, and make you fruitful and multiply you, and I will establish and confirm my covenant with you. You will eat the old supply of abundant produce, and clear out the old to make room for the new. I will make my dwelling among you, and my soul will not reject nor separate itself from you. I will walk among you and be your God, and you shall be my people. I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, so that you would not be their slaves. And I broke the bars of your yoke and made you walk upright, with heads held high as freemen. But if you do not obey me, and do not obediently do all of these commandments, if instead you reject my statutes, and if your soul rejects my ordinances, so that you will not obediently do all my commandments, and in this way to break my covenant, I in turn will do this to you. I will appoint over you sudden terror, consumption, and fever that will waste away the eyes and cause the soul to languish also. And you will sow your seed uselessly, for your enemies will eat what you plant. I will set my face against you so that you will be struck down before your enemies. Those who hate you will rule over you, and you will flee when no one is pursuing you. If in spite of all this you still will not listen to me and be obedient, then I will punish you 7 times more for your sins. I will break your pride in your power, and I will make your sky like iron, giving no rain and blocking all prayers, and your ground like bronze, hard to plow and yielding no produce. Your strength will be spent uselessly, for your land will not yield its produce, and the trees of the land will not yield their fruit. If then you act with hostility toward me and are unwilling to obey me, I will increase the plague on you 7 times in accordance with your sins. Goodness gracious. That, going from one book to the next, this is very, very dark. I will let loose the wild animals of the field among you, which will bereave you of your children and destroy your livestock, and make you so few in number that your roads will lie deserted and desolate. And if by these things you are not turned to me, but act with hostility against me, then I will also act with hostility against you, and will strike you 7 times for your sins. I will bring a sword on you that will execute vengeance for breaking the covenant, and when you gather together in your cities, I will send pestilence among you, and you shall be handed over to the enemy. When I break your staff of bread, that is, cut off your supply of food, 10 women will break your bread in one oven, and they will ration your bread, and you will eat and not be satisfied. Yet, if in spite of this you will not attentively listen to me, but act with hostility against me, then I will act with hostility against you in wrath, and I will also punish you 7 times for your sins. So it just keeps getting multiplied by 7. Multiplied by 7. Multiplied by 7. You will eat the flesh of your sons and the flesh of your daughters. I will destroy your high places devoted to idolaters' worship, and cut your incense altars, and heap your dead bodies upon the crushed bodies of your idols, and my soul will detest you with deep and unutterable loathing. I will lay waste to your cities as well, and will make your sanctuaries desolate, and I will not smell your sweet and soothing aromas of offering by fire. I will make the land desolate, and your enemies who settle in it will be appalled at it. I will scatter you amongst the nations and draw out the sword of your enemies after you. Your land will become desolate, and your cities will become ruins. Then the land of Israel will enjoy its Sabbath as long as it lies desolate. While you are in your enemy's land, then the land will rest and enjoy its Sabbaths. As long as it lies desolate, it will have rest. The rest it did not have on your Sabbaths, while you were living on it. And for those who are left of you, I will bring despair into their hearts in the lands of the enemies. The sound of scattered leaf will put them on flight, and they will flee as if running from the sword, and will fall even when no one is chasing them. They shall stumble over one another as if to escape from a sword when no one is chasing them, and you will have no power to stand before your enemies. You will perish amongst the nations. The land of your enemies will consume you. Those of you who are left will rot away because of their wickedness in the lands of your enemies. Also because of the wickedness of their forefathers, they will rot away like them. And if they confess their wickedness and the wickednesses of their forefathers and their unfaithfulness, which they have committed against me, and also in their acting with hostility towards me, I also was acting with hostility toward them and brought them into the land of their enemies. Then if their uncircumcised hearts are humbled and they accept the punishment for their wickedness, then I will remember my covenant with Jacob, and also my covenant with Isaac, and also my covenant with Abraham, and return and remember the land. but the land will be abandoned by them and will enjoy its Sabbaths while it lies desolate without them, and they will accept the punishment for their wickedness. Ooh, man, he ain't playing. And make amends because they rejected my ordinances and their soul rejected my statutes. Yet in spite of this, when they are in the land of their enemies, I will not reject them, nor will I so despise them as to destroy them, breaking my covenant with them, for I am the Lord their God. But I will, for their sake, earnestly remember that their covenant with their forefathers, whom I have brought out of the land of Egypt in sight of the nations, that I might be their God. I am the Lord. These are the statutes, ordinances, and laws which the Lord established between himself and the Israelites through Moses and Mount Sinai. Goodness gracious. That's rough, man. It's like, believe me or else. Do what I say or else. But, I mean, going back, just remembering what we all talked about inside of the Bible and what he did for them. He did them a great service. At least they could do is do what he asked. Because if you don't, obviously, it's like you follow them all the way out there. It's like, these are what you do if you don't. And, I mean, they're living in the desert, right? So it would make sense just to be like, okay, but like, I'd rather not have, all this punishment. Again, the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel and say to them, when a man makes a special vow, consecrating himself to, or a member of his family, he shall be valued according to your established system of valuation of people belonging to the Lord. That is, the priest accepts from the man making the vow a specified amount of money for the temple treasury in place of the actual person. That sounds like something somebody put in. That sounds like somebody's just like, we're gonna slip this in. We're gonna slip this in so we can get some money because greed. That doesn't sound like something like, of all the things that God could make this covenant for, and then God could do, he's asking for money right here. He's asking for money, and everything's like, why would God need to worry about that? It seems like all the money things are put in by people, not by him. If your valuation of a male between 20 and 60 years of age, then your valuation shall be 50 shekels of silver, according to the shekel of the sanctuary. Or if the person is female, then your valuation shall be 30 shekels. Okay? That's weird. If the person is between 5 years and 20 years of age, then your valuation for the male shall be 20 shekels, and for the female, 10 shekels. Okay, why the females get less, I don't know. But if the child is between 1 month and 5 years of age, then your valuation shall be 5 shekels of silver for the male and 3 shekels for the female. If the person is 60 years old and above, your valuation shall be 15 shekels for the male and 10 shekels for the female. But if the person is too poor to pay your valuation, then he shall be placed before the priest, and the priest shall value him according to the availability of the one who vowed. The priest shall value him. Now, if it is an animal of kind which men can present as an offering to the Lord, any such that one gives to the Lord shall be holy. He shall not replace it or exchange it, a good for a bad, or a bad for a good. But if he does exchange an animal for an animal, then both the original offering and its substitute shall be holy. If it is any unclean animal of the Lord which men do not present as an offering to the Lord, then he shall bring the animal before the priest, and the priest shall value it as either good or bad. It shall be as you, the priest, value it. But if he ever wishes to redeem it, then he shall add 1/5 of it to your valuation. If a man consecrates his house as sacred to the Lord, the priest shall appraise it as either good or bad. As the priest appraises it, so shall it stand. If the one who consecrates his house should wish to redeem it, then he shall add 1/5 of your evaluation price to it, so that it may be his. And if a man consecrates to the Lord part of a field of his own property, then your valuation shall be proportionate to the seed needed for it. A homer of barley seed shall be valued at 50 shekels of silver. So as much as a dude, like an adult male, working age adult male. But if he consecrates his field after Jubilee, then the priest shall calculate the price for him in proportion to the years that remain until the year of Jubilee, and it shall be deducted from your evaluation. This does not seem like something that would be holy, except the goats and stuff. This all seems like it's laws that were put in there by people. I'm not even gonna lie. It's like shekels, like people are with shekels. Like, why? That makes zero sense. I don't believe that that's accurate. I mean, it's in the Bible, right? But I don't believe you can't buy it. I don't think you can believe everything you see in here. It's just a storybook. The way I look at it is people aren't property. You should never view them as such. They should never be bought or sold. People are free-thinking, free-willed human beings. And that's what they should be treated as, not property. And reading things in here and how people view certain people view things like people is beyond my reckoning. I don't understand. And beyond all reasoning. Nobody should be bought and sold. Nobody should be a slave. There should be freedom and free will. And that's what we need. We need peace and love, not people buying other people. It's ridiculous. Anyway, that's it for today. See you again next time. Have a good day.